We'll get started now. I just want to start out by welcoming everyone to Advanced Paper Call Tracking on RingPools. I'm happy to announce that we have a guest speaker with us here today. Sean Garrity from Invoca has joined us to talk about RingPools and give a good explanation on how RingPools work and how you can utilize them to improve your paper call tracking. So this webinar is part of RingPartner's ongoing training for helping all of our partners succeed with pay per call. So we will follow it up with other webinars in the near future. We'll have one on Bing ads next month, and we'll continue to bring you great content like this in order to help you better improve your pay per call marketing. So today we're going to be discussing RingPools, and RingPools are a great tool that Invoca provides to help you gain better insights into your marketing and your pay per call marketing statistics, so you can get really granular data and track a little deeper and track all the parameters that you want to track on a campaign and really get all the insights that you need to be successful and effectively optimize your campaigns. Just a couple housekeeping things. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on our blog and as well as YouTube after the webinar completes. You can find us at our blog at ringpartner.com/blog or on YouTube, youtube.com/blog. Also, please feel free to type in any questions as we go. We'll let the questions pile up, and then at the end we will address the questions and go through a full Q&A. And what's going to happen is I'm going to hand things over to Sean. He's going to do a presentation, and then I will do a basic walkthrough of how to get set up with your first first RingPool. What's going on? Sorry about that. So a little bit about RingPartner. RingPartner is a pay-per-call performance marketing network. We were founded in Victoria, BC by experienced marketers, experienced performance marketers, and our focus is 100% on pay-per-call. We are committed to driving calls to our partners and helping our distribution partners make money in the process. We're committed to performance marketing, so our advertising partners only pay when they receive qualified calls. We are using the Invoca platform, which is a pay-per-call tracking system with some proprietary technology and great tracking abilities that provides us with some really great tools that our publishers can utilize, one of those being RingPools. So at this time, I will pass it off to Sean. Sean is the program management manager at Invoca, and he will start to explain RingPools, and I'll pass it over to Sean at this time.
Mike. Thank you, Mike, and thank you everyone for taking time to join the webinar today. As Mike mentioned, I am the Program Services Manager here at Invoca, and we are the technology that helps power the pay-per-call program with RingPartner. In regards to RingPools, I just wanted to spend some time and just make sure we're clear on exactly what RingPools do and how they can help your marketing efforts, ultimately help in your efficiency, your marketing efforts, and ultimately your total ROI. RingPools are a patented technology that essentially auto-populates websites and your landing pages with tracking phone numbers. If you on the screen here, I've put a couple of examples of a get dish. So anytime a visitor comes to your website, they're going to see a unique phone number. That number will change per unique visitor. And when they call that phone number, the user's online activity will be captured, and you'll be able to run reports so that as advertisers and publishers, you'll know exactly which marketing efforts are driving the highest converting inbound calls. In terms of some of the use cases and benefits, the primary use cases is there are two different buckets primarily. We have search RingPools and we have custom RingPools. With a search RingPool, we can track the keyword, the ad, the campaign, the referring domain, and the publisher and the user on that phone call. For custom RingPools, we can capture a unique parameter that you want. This will ultimately help you capture anything from, say, an SID, an app ID, any kind of parameter that you're passing in your URL. This will also help you in terms of your efficiency, in that you won't have to generate individual phone numbers per campaign. The technology will actually generate those dynamic phone numbers for each click as they come in. We have real-time reporting. Also, click-to-call links are available for mobile websites and landing pages. And just in terms of kind of a little summary about the power of the RingPools, again, I just want to make sure that as a key takeaway for everyone here, what RingPools will do in terms of supporting your marketing efforts. Keyword, campaign, referring domain, publisher. Capture the additional custom parameters, the efficiency, and real-time reporting. This is great for mobile visitors in that it allows your mobile efforts to become more efficient, in that it's going to be able to pull multiple numbers for each unique visitor. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we want to provide visibility, helping you close the loop, provide flexibility in terms of your marketing efforts, and add simplicity to it so you can focus on driving more business and let the technology do the heavy lifting for you. So with that, I think what I'll do is I'll pass it back to Mike, and he can kind of walk through maybe a unique example on his side.
All right, thanks, John. Thanks for that presentation, getting us introduced to RingPools. So what I wanted to do was give you a quick rundown of how to get started and how to begin creating your first RingPool. So if we're logged into RingPartner and we're looking at the Live Links campaign, and what you want to start with is actually making sure that RingPools are activated in your account. So you'll want to talk to your distribution manager who can activate that with a click of a button, and then you'll see more options for getting set up with RingPools. So head over to the Advanced Links tab, and then you'll see this option here for RingPools Links Dynamic Number Assignment. And what you want to do is click that, and you're going to start getting started with your first RingPool. So you're going to add a new RingPool. You can also check out Invoca's video on RingPools if you want to get a more understanding, as well as utilize this help button to learn how to correctly set up your parameters. So we'll go through the process of adding a new RingPool. So you're going to get a number of different options, and this is going to be determined by what it is that you're wanting to do. I don't know why that keeps coming up. Sorry about that. So you're looking at this creating a new RingPool, and we're going to put this on a new web page. So it's going to be this selection here, and you can hover over these buttons to determine which one is going to best suit your landing page or promotion that you're going to take part in. So the little tip here, also if you want to use multiple locations, and you can create a ring pool for each different destination. So you want to separate things out with multiple ring pools. In this case, we'll just use one landing page with one source of traffic. So we'll say my web page or application and click next. In this case, we'll do an example as if we were going to run a display campaign, because that is where we feel that ring pools become a great advantage, because you can track things like devices, placement, banner, all different details of the campaign. And with search, we kind of encourage publishers to utilize mobile ad extensions to generate the call. So with display, you're going to need to get some deeper understanding. Hopefully that doesn't come up again. Sorry about that again. And so utilizing ring pools for display makes a lot of sense, so you can pass in all the parameters. For search, it doesn't make as much sense, but that doesn't mean that you can't use it, especially if you're able to drive desktop traffic. Then you can definitely utilize ring pools. But in order to activate a ring pool, the visitor, the user, needs to hit a landing page for some action to be taken, and I'll show you a little bit about that when I get to the landing page example. So in this case, we're going to create a custom ring pool with custom parameters. Click next, and then we come to this field where we can add parameters, and this is really important because you can add almost any parameter that you want. So if you're going to track click ID, sub ID, keyword, placement, banner, it's really up to you, and it's up to the tracking system that you're using to track all of your clicks, all your display traffic, to determine what parameter to put in there. So it's going to be unique to your system, so you want to make sure you get this correct. I'll just plug in some examples. So we'll say that we're going to do a click ID. We can also add another parameter. We can put in keyword, and we can put in device. We can put in, say, creative. And so you can go on, and what it's going to do is generate an API URL with those fields passed in, and then you're going to see these parameters show up in the reporting. So you're going to be able to see it was creative 1, or it was keyword, live links chat, or something like that, right? You're going to be able to see that keyword information and assign it to the keyword or site or banner that drove that click. Okay, so moving on. And this is another key part of the ring pool. So you can come up with a name. Just name it whatever you might like. And then you want to set the time that your ring pool is going to be reserved for. So what a ring pool does is it sets a group of numbers aside and then assigns that number to a click, and then keeps it there for X amount of time in order to track that click with that phone number. So it's important to make sure that you get these traffic estimates right, because if you have more than one click, say you have 10 numbers and you have 10 clicks in 5 minutes, you're going to go through those numbers. You're going to see an overflow indicator in your reporting, and you're not going to be getting that deeper tracking information and getting the insights that you need. You need to make sure that you set the time right, so you've got to kind of estimate how much traffic you expect. So you would put in how long you want to set that number aside before it's called again for the next click, and assign to the parameter. So if you set it to 5 minutes, you're going to end up with more numbers in your pool size. You can see the pool size down here. And so the next part of this is setting your unique clicks per day. So how many clicks do you expect to receive on your site each day? If you put in 1,000, you can see it starts to adjust the pool size. So now you have 4 numbers in your pool to pull from. If you don't think that's going to be enough, maybe you're going to have 10,000 clicks. Now you've got 42 numbers. And I believe the max you can put in is 12,000, and that's going to give you a maximum of 50 numbers. If you do more than that, then you need to contact someone at RingPartner or Invoca to improve or to increase the number of numbers, the quantity of numbers that you'll need to have an effective ring pool. And this is only for someone who has a large amount of traffic going. So we'll do the max, so 5 minutes, setting aside numbers for 5 minutes. We are tracking, we're expecting about 12,000 unique clicks per day. It gives us 50 total numbers that will be in our pool. So hopefully we won't see any of this overflow tracking within the reporting. Sorry, 1 second. I see someone saying there's no audio. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, great. Thanks. Sorry, I just needed to check on that. So this is being recorded. If you don't have any audio, we will post it on our blog, and hopefully you can check it there. So I'm sorry if you don't have any audio. So moving on, what this is going to do is generate an API URL with those parameters tagged in the URL where you can pass in your information. So click next, and this is the key to making the ring pool work on your landing page. So you need to copy this, right? And you can see some of those parameters in there. So we've got click ID, we've got keyword, device, and those are all set from the parameters that we added earlier on in the process. And to be honest, I'm not a coder, and so this is the point where I typically pass the information on to our development team, and they make the coder magic happen. But you can see the API documentation here, and you can always reach out to us at RingPartner to help you get started. We've built several landing pages for our publishers with RingPools activated on them to help them get tracking. So it's not about learning this technology. It's just about making sure that you're getting the granular tracking that you need, and we can definitely help you with that. So you would take this API URL, copy it, and then we're done at that point. We've created a ring pool, but it's not going to track anything until we actually activate it on our landing page. So for this case, I've created I've had my development team create a sample landing page to use for this demonstration. And so you can see up here in the address bar, it's located at lp.ringpartner.com/ringpools. So you can visit that if you'd like. There's some information on the JavaScript. And I want to be clear that this is an unbounce example. We use unbounce for a lot of our landing pages. And so this page is set up for an unbounce test. And so if you need help setting it up on a different site or some code that you've created for a landing page, just let us know. We'll definitely help you out with that. So I just want to show you this number that's showing here is actually the default number because we haven't passed any variables through. So the information hasn't changed. Each time we refresh that page, and you can do the same on your site, you should see the same number, which is the default overflow number. But once we add in the parameters, click ID, right, and we hit enter, we'll still get the same information. But when we say that click ID equals a number, then it's going to change. And so what that's doing is assigning this this URL with this information that we've passed through as a click. So this is a new visitor. We've got a phone number that's assigned to the click ID 12234. So if this was a keyword, it might say something like chat line. And so this phone number is now assigned to this keyword if that was a keyword parameter. And that will show up in the reporting. And so that's how you're going to get that deeper tracking into your reporting and be able to see exactly what keyword or which creative drove that click. So, you could have in, a banner, and then you might have extra information like keyword, and you might have device. This should work. And then because we're passing in this unique information, it's going to change that phone number again. And so this phone number is now assigned to these parameters in this visit, and then it's set aside for 5 minutes because that's what we set our duration to be. So that's basically how you can utilize RingPools. One of the things you really want to be careful of is that the overflow. You don't want to get too many clicks too fast if you haven't set that time duration long enough. You're going to be seeing a lot of overflow traffic and essentially missing out on all of the tracking information that you want. And so you can see we put a little note here. If the number doesn't change for different sessions, that's because the value of the click ID has not changed in the variable in the address bar. And if you want to visit this page and check out the RingPool JavaScript, our developer set up this little GitHub page to provide you with some more information. But again, feel free to reach out to your distribution manager at RingPartner or someone at Invoca to help you get that set up correctly and working on your landing page. We're happy to help because this is stuff that really makes you succeed with pay-per-call depending on what kind of traffic you're running. All right, so that pretty much covers it. I've got a couple questions in the Q&A here, so I'm going to read those questions out, and I'll get Sean and myself to answer them. So feel free to put in any questions now, and we'll try to address those as soon as we can. So I've unmuted Sean, and he can hear these questions as well and answer them too. So we've got a question for how were the RingPools code integrated into the button? That is more of a question for a developer. So in Unbounce, I'm not sure if you're using Unbounce, but in Unbounce, you can assign the click to a phone number. And so if you need help with Unbounce, definitely reach out to myself, Mike at ringpartner.com, and I can help you make sure that that's implemented correctly on the page. Sorry, I'm not sure if that really answered your question, but we'll definitely help you out and make sure that we can get that working. So, and Sean, maybe you can help me with this question. They're asking what the max amount of numbers that they can get.
Within the ring pool, it does cap out at 50. However, if you need more, the system will prompt you for requesting that, and we can certainly add more there for you.
Okay. Is it possible to get local numbers on a ring pool?
At this time, it is not, but that is something that we're looking into in future enhancements.
And just so that publishers know that it is possible to get local numbers on an individual basis, correct?
That's correct. So you do have access to local numbers. We can provide that to you. You just need to buy a requested area code, and we will grab that and then upload it in your account. Okay.
Is there an associated cost with utilizing RingPools?
No, there's not. It's just an advanced tool designed to help your marketing efforts become more efficient and profitable.
Okay. So I got another question. Is this useful for mobile display traffic? Absolutely. That's the place that we've used RingPools the most, plugging it into mobile display. And because with most mobile ad networks, you're not getting those deeper insights into exactly where your traffic's coming from, so it's a little harder to optimize. But you can definitely implement RingPools, and then you can track, which devices are driving conversions, which placements, which creatives, all that information that you need to truly optimize. So it's definitely ideal for mobile display. Another question here: any good display networks you could recommend? I mean, you could test Google Display. I don't believe that it's the best for pay-per-call, but you can definitely try it, and they've got a lot of mobile targeting in there. Outside of that, you could try JumpTap. I've heard some people have success with that. Our partners at GoToMobi have mobile traffic. You could reach out to us, and we can get you in touch with them. And I'll definitely, what I'll do is I'll add a list of some mobile networks that you can try out to the blog post. Another question: what happens if the traffic estimates are wrong? And that comes back to the overflow traffic. So if you don't set those correctly, which it's really hard to estimate, you don't know exactly how much traffic you're going to get, but you want to do your best. If they're wrong, then you're going to get overflow, and you're going to see the overflow number in your reporting, and you won't be getting that tracking, unfortunately, on a deeper level. You're just going to see a phone number, and you'll see the conversions or the click IDs assigned to that visitor, unfortunately. Sean, I don't know if you have anything further to add there.
Yeah, just like any new tool that you leverage or anything, I would make sure that you're testing it thoroughly, trying it, taking a step back, reviewing the reports, making sure everything is tracking okay prior to scaling. And just keep your eye on it when you do scale and you are driving lots of calls. The reporting is in real time, and it is designed to provide the kind of insights to help you shape your campaign.
Okay, great. Here's another question, Sean. Do RingPools expire? I know that our numbers expire if they're unused after, I believe it's 21 days or 15 days. They're automatically expired, and the publisher is notified about that. Do RingPools expire?
RingPools do not expire. The phone numbers, the subset of phone numbers that are attributed to that RingPool will be there. The numbers might change if you go for like 45 days without any calls, but the actual functionality of the RingPool will work. So you shouldn't have any problems there.
Great. And this is a question from myself, actually. Do RingPools work with a web integrated advertiser landing page?
They do. In fact, for a RingPool to work, the landing page needs to be web integrated. So if it is web integrated, then you will be able to leverage RingPools.
Okay, so the example that I went through was a publisher landing page, and they would take that RingPool, place it on their own landing page, so they have control over the code on that page. If an advertiser is web integrated, they can pre-populate the publisher's phone number onto the landing page, and so you could utilize RingPools in that case to get a deeper understanding of the keywords that drove conversions that were sent to an advertiser's page.
Correct.
Great. Okay, I got one last question here. If you wanted to get another question in, please let me know. So actually, we'll answer two questions because another one's come in. But it's about AdWords extensions, if you can use RingPools for those. And unfortunately, you cannot at this time. I'm not sure if that will change. That's up to Google and possibly Invoca working together to somehow pre-populate the call extension with a different unique number. but Google has its own tracking where you plug in your phone number, and then they essentially assign, I guess it's a ring pool-like technology, but they assign the conversion to that phone number, and they have their own forwarding numbers to direct all of that traffic and ensure that they're tracking. I personally don't find it's 100% accurate. It's definitely, I'm talking about the AdWords tracking. It's not 100% perfect, but it is pretty good, and it gives you an idea of where those conversions are happening. All right, so I got another two-part question. How do you recommend that we should organize ring pools by state, keyword? What have you done in the past that helps you target or make the best use of the ring pool? I'm not sure what you mean by organize the ring pools, but you definitely want to make sure that you're getting all of the information you want to track in those parameters. Most tracking systems, to my understanding, if you place a click ID parameter in there and then pass in a unique value when you're utilizing another tracking system, that click ID will track all of the information, including keyword. So you only need to place a click ID in that parameter field, and then when that generates the API URL, you're going to pass in the unique click ID, which is assigned to the reporting in your secondary tracking platform. And what helps you target or make the best of the ring pool? I think the best experience is probably display traffic or desktop traffic, where you're driving traffic to the landing page and utilizing that ring pool to gain that deeper understanding of what drove the click, what drove the conversion, what drove the call, and tracking that full experience all the way through from the click to the landing page to the ring pool to the call, and tracking that all the way through so that you can go back and then optimize. And if that didn't fully answer your question, feel free to email me.
And I would just sort of springboard off of that, Mike, is that the idea with RingPool is that you're tracking phone calls like clicks. So however you're organizing your online, you should sort of mirror your ring pools, because the idea is to have that one-to-one. So if you're tracking those, set number of parameters, I think we used 4 examples there. You're tracking those online. We're helping you attribute those to the individual phone calls as well. So as close as you can organize your online, I would use that as your model.
Great. Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up with that. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to myself. You can reach me at Mike@RingPartner. And you can also reach out to Sean if you have any specific questions about RingPools. Sean, your email is sean@invoca.com?
That's correct, SEAN.
Perfect. Okay, and so we will, like I said, the webinar is being recorded. We'll post it on YouTube. We'll post it on our blog. I've got all of our social media up on the screen there, so follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Check us out on LinkedIn, check out our blog. The next webinar will be likely mid-April, and we're going to have a guest speaker for that as well. And we're going to talk about Bing ads for pay-per-call, and I'm pretty excited about that one. I haven't done much in the way of Bing, so that'll be great to see the other side of things on the Bing ads platform. RingPartner will also be at AdTech and LeadsCon next week. We'll be exhibiting at AdTech. So if you're there, stop by booth 2424. At LeadsCon, if you'd like to meet up with us, feel free to send us an email at meetus@ringpartner.com. And like I said, feel free to reach out to us. You can also email your distribution manager at distribution@ringpartner.com, or feel free to call us. And thank you for attending, and feel free to, like I said, send any questions if you have any further questions. If you need help setting up a landing page, reach out to us. We're happy to help you get set up with RingPools and really gain some deeper statistical information.